Well, hello there. Welcome back or welcome in to this free, quick course on how you can become a conscious creator in your own life. My name is Kayla Beard. I am a life coach, a Reiki master teacher, and an author of 2 books about my personal experience walking away from structured religion and the religious institutions that I was brought up with and finding a more meaningful spiritual path on my own. For those who are just joining and didn't get that introduction, again, welcome in. And if I saw you in the last video, hello again. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're joining this is part 2 of a mini series where I am breaking down this outline of the 3 core skills that you need to cultivate or develop within yourself in order to become a conscious creator in your life. If you missed the first part, there should be a link somewhere in the description or kind of floating somewhere. There will be a link where you can go to part 1 and you can watch the video where I outline everything that we are about to kind of dive deeper into today. But to give you a quick refresher, if you forgot or if you just want to review, talked about the 3 main skills that everyone needs to become a conscious creator, and those are curiosity, confidence, and conviction. Okay. Also, we very briefly discussed the ways in which these skills work together to empower you as a conscious creator to create your mission, your truth, and your world. And if you remember, your mission refers to what you do, the actions that you physically take in your daily life. Your truth refers to what you believe or what you choose to believe, really. And your world is the world as you see it, what you see or perceive about reality as a result of your soul values. Okay. And really as a result of the things that you choose to affirm for yourself, which is big picture kind of idea, but we're going to run through it in a very quick way today. In this video, I'm going to, again, I encourage you to watch part 1 if you have not, because we talk more about those core skills. But in this video today, I'm going to outline the 9 fundamental steps that you can and that you need to take in order to develop these core skills within yourself so that you can fully and consciously create your mission, your truth, and your world. And I'm excited about it, okay? So before I do that, I also want to remind you that even though this may seem like a lot of information, you might still have some questions at the end of this. You might still be feeling like this wasn't a deep enough exploration, despite my little graph here and despite all of the drawings. You might just feel like this is not enough. And if you're feeling like this wasn't a deep enough explanation, it's probably because we really are just scratching the surface of a very broad philosophical set of concepts and ideas. It's a lot, right? And most YouTube videos are not long enough to really go into everything that is encompassed here in this kind of outline. Okay, so if you're still feeling like you're craving more, visit theharmonicspirit.com and you can register for the S.U.R.E.A.L course where we will be spending 12 weeks in a guided exploration of your true self. There's also some free journal templates that you can download. You can sign up for the podcast where I discuss spirituality with other people who are on various different journeys. You can sign up for the newsletter where I send journal prompts for you to dive even deeper into your own exploration of self, who you truly are, and where you're trying to go in this world. There's a lot there. So I invite you to visit theharmonicspirit.com. But definitely, if you're feeling like this information is speaking to you and you want more, sign up for the S.U.R.E.A.L course, and we will talk more about these core skills and the 9 steps that you will need to take to develop them within yourself. And we will do this using the 5-step system that I developed and that I explain in my book, Surreal Faith. So, which you can order on Amazon if that's something that interests you. Okay, so for today, for now, we're going to move on and we're going to discuss the 9 steps that you will need in order to develop or level up your curiosity, confidence, and conviction. Now, I want to say that these steps are based on or modeled after the stages of transmutation or alchemy. Okay, and those are fancy words that basically mean change. When we talk about alchemy, we're not talking about a subtle change like changing lanes in a highway. Okay, we're talking about a dramatic, long lasting, permanent, actually, a permanent transformation. And the ancient art of alchemy, according to the history and the legends, is a process of transforming lead into gold. You may have heard of it before. You may have heard the word alchemy before, but didn't know what it was. That's really what it is. It's that process of turning lead into gold. In some, opinions, it was a metaphorical process. Some people believed that it was a physical thing that they could do. I'm not going to go into the real history of all of that. If alchemy is something that interests you, I recommend that you read about it. There are plenty of books about it. The Idiot's Guide to Alchemy is one that I really like. I got that book. It was recommended by a Shira Star Goddess who is on YouTube, and she is somebody who talks a lot about alchemy and a lot of other things. She talks about a lot of stuff. But that's a book, The Idiot's Guide to Alchemy. It's a book that offers a lot of history and just the basics of what alchemy once was and how it has evolved over time. So if that's interesting to you, you can look more into that. But for today, all you really need to know is that alchemy is a form, a method of transmutation, a method of transformation. And these 9 steps that we're about to discuss are based on the stages of alchemy. So the first of these stages is spark. And you know, put simply, you have to light or ignite a spark within you to get started. Okay. So this first stage is about burning away accumulated tension and stress that is, housed in the body and allowing for a clearer awareness of how the body responds to various stimuli. So it's really about connecting and engaging with your physical vessel. And this is the first step that you need to take in order to build curiosity. Now, if you recall, when I say curiosity, I'm talking about the ability to interrogate what you know, plus uncover and learn what you don't know. Okay, that's what I mean when I say curiosity. And naturally, going within yourself and connecting to your body to explore what it is that you already know and to find and discover what you don't know about yourself, of course, that's going to help you build the skill of curiosity. Okay, so that first step, spark, that's where we begin everything. That's where you really start your process. Step 2 is melt. Here, the focus is on dissolving rigid mental constructs and understanding the fluid nature of bodily sensations. So, this stage involves using meditation and deep listening to explore and release old reactions to information and learning to ground the body in the present moment. Now, there are a lot of practical ways to do this, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to, again, really high level outline what it is that we're talking about. And this stage is very important to learning and understanding how your body exists in the world as it is and laying the foundation for something new, for a fresh start. So that's step 2, melt. Step 3 is sort. And this stage focuses on distinguishing between essential aspects of yourself and distortions, and cutting away anything that doesn't serve you. So you're going to use, again, meditation and deep listening to learn to separate the voice of the ego from the voice of the spirit. Okay? And to do this, we must develop a deep, deep sense of self awareness that is accessible through mindfulness practices. Okay, so those first three steps are really rooted in mindfulness and somatic exercises, diving into the body and learning how to understand who you are and who you are not, and how you are showing up and how you are not showing up in your body and in your life. Okay. And these three steps are the foundation that you will need to build curiosity, because natural curiosity begins within you. And it starts with your ability to look inside of yourself and ask questions that you might not really know the answer to, and you might not even know how to begin to find the answers to these questions, but you got to ask. Okay. Moving on, we have three steps that are going to help you cultivate confidence, which again is the ability to identify what you know and how you know what you know. The first of these next three steps, step 4, is fuse. And this fuse is a stage which combines the knowledge gleaned from working with the body with meditative insights from the mind, leading to a cohesive understanding of one's desires and fears. So, first, you need to identify the existing thoughts and behavioral patterns that form your reality. And we call those your core stories. And then you must discover how your core stories, or really how your body and your mind record and reinforce the information that reinforces your core stories. So it's really about fusing together the lessons that you learned from the first three steps, and in order to gain a deeper understanding of yourself. The next step is grind. And I don't mean this in a businessy grind culture sort of sense. This stage is the ultimate destruction and elimination process. So think about how you grind wheat to make flour. First, you're going to break down your core stories to their most foundational, fundamental elements. And next, you're going to step into your inner alchemist and transform the rot and decay of pain and trauma into fertilizer from which your new life will sprout. Now, this may sound, I know how it sounds. It sounds very poetic and ethereal, kind of, but there are a lot of practical ways that you can do this. And we'll talk more about some of those methods if you're joining me for the S.U.R.E.A.L course. And I also offer many, many practical tools in the book, S.U.R.E.A.L Faith, if you want to pick that up and explore some of that for yourself. The sixth step is ferment. And if you're familiar with fermentation, you may already have an idea of what this stage is all about. But once we have identified desires and fears through journaling and through meditation and deep listening, we get to unlock new doorways to inner transformation. At this stage, you know which beliefs you want to affirm. And all you have to do next is breathe new life into fresh thought patterns and behaviors that align with those beliefs. So if you've read my book, S.U.R.E.A.L Faith, I have to show it as many times as I possibly can. If you've read the book, then you might know that this is related to phase 4 of the 5-step system, where I talk about habit formation and habit maintenance. And actually in the course, we're going to actually be diving into it and practicing habit formation together. So these are the 3 steps that empower you to build confidence for yourself. And once you've gone through this process of building up your curiosity and building your confidence, then you can move on to the final 3 steps of this process, which will allow you to develop conviction. and that is the ability to affirm what you would like to know, regardless of the wishes or convictions of others. And the first thing you need to do is actually step 7 in our list, which is distill. Here, the focus is on refining and clarifying the core stories and beliefs that shape your worldview. This involves streamlining the essential elements of your personal narrative and removing distortions and gaining a clearer perspective on your identity and your goals. Okay, so that's a lot of words, but essentially it's about refining, pulling together the most essential aspects of your story. You're building a new narrative based on the understanding that you have of the stories that you've been taught, and refining that to create the new story, or the more aligned story for yourself. And again, this is something that I talk about with more detail in my book, and that we will be diving into in the course. The next step, step 8, is transcend. And I hope you're still with me because I know I'm moving fast. This stage, transcend, is about transcending the old stories and fully committing to your new spiritual practice. Okay. So this involves the ongoing application of your chosen patterns and continuous enlightenment and integration of new spiritual insights into your life. Okay. In other words, this step is like sort of an initiation into an ongoing, lifelong practice of cultivating your habits and beliefs based on your soul values. It's not really a one and done thing. It's more like the beginning of the final phase, which is finally step 9, solidify. And similarly to the last one, this stage is not as concrete as the first stages or the earlier stages. This last stage represents the solidification of your new habits and practices into your daily life in a permanent way. Okay, so it's about embodying the new routines and behaviors that align with the desires and the truths that you've discovered through this process, leading to a stable and integrated lifestyle change. And again, this is less of a concrete step and more of an ongoing, unfolding process. It's actually the natural result of the actions that you've taken in all of the previous steps. So, step 9 is kind of more of a passive thing that happens when you take steps 1 through 8 with intention and with commitment for yourself. So, there you have the 9 steps that will allow you to build your curiosity, confidence, and conviction within yourself so that you can be the conscious creator of your mission, your truth, and your world. I hope this makes sense. I was talking so fast and there's a lot here. I really hope it was helpful to you. I really hope, it gets you thinking in new ways about yourself and how you are showing up for yourself. And, if you still have questions, you can reach out to me. You can put some questions down in the comments. You can visit my website and use the contact form that comes directly to me. Visit theharmonicspirit.com if you want to reach out. You can also, on my website, theharmonicspirit.com, I have a quiz that you can take. It's a free assessment that you can use to determine kind of where you are at in this process and how much of these 3 skills you might already possess or where you might want to grow a little bit more. And if you want to take that quiz again, you can visit theharmonicspirit.com. While you're there, you can also sign up for the S.U.R.E.A.L course. We are, again, going to be diving into the system that I've outlined in this book. You can also purchase the book on Amazon. It's S.U.R.E.A.L Faith, S-U-R-E-A-L Faith, How to Find Spirit in a Sea of Confusion. So you can get your copy of the book on Amazon. It's in digital, it's in print. It's going to be on Audible soon. It might already be on Audible by the time you see this. Or you can sign up for the group course where we will be diving in 12 weeks of hands on practical exploration of these ideas that I just described in these last couple of videos, which are also outlined. As I mentioned, I have a 5-step process here in this book. And, based on everything that we've talked about, you might be looking at this and saying, okay, there's 9 steps here. And it seems like kind of a lot, but actually, all 9 steps that we just discussed are integrated in the 5-step system that I share in the book. And we are going to be breaking it down and working through it in a very intentional and guided way in the S.U.R.E.A.L course. So, if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, if you're excited about any of this and you just want to learn more, go ahead and order the book on Amazon, or go ahead and save your spot for the course that begins on October 3rd, 2024. And you can do all of that and learn more about this work and about me at theharmonicspirit.com. Thanks for watching and stay curious.